Hello all, welcome back once again to another interesting episode under the Azadi Kamit Mahasab story series by Momish Tom Musings. Today I'm going to introduce you to a fine lady who is known to have started the first recorded version of the finishing school for royal ladies in the ancient India. We do hear a lot about the finishing schools from Switzerland where these schools, taking the young girls fresh out of the college and teach them the etiquette, manners, grooming, and everything so that they can be turned into the high society ladies who know how to conduct themselves among the high society parties, isn't it? But imagine the situation where we do have these kind of finishing schools in India itself during the ancient time. Uh, this lady, this fine lady who used to conduct all these finishing schools, is known as Kundavai Pirattayir, who belongs to Tanjavur, and she should run all these finishing schools from her fort, Pirattayur, some a small in a small town which is closer between Tanjavur and Kumbakonam. The moment I say Tanjavur, most of the Tamilians would associate this lady to the Chola dynasty. Yes, but for other people outside Tamil Nadu, they might not know, or some people might know. But the fact is that Tanjavur is the capital of Chola kingdom, and Kundavai Pirattayir belongs to the Chola dynasty. In fact, she belongs to the imperial segment of the Chola dynasty, wherein we get all these famous rulers like Rajaraja Chola, Rajendra Chola, and numerous others. Kundavai Pirattayir is the sister of Rajaraja Chola and is the daughter of Sundara Chola. Sundara Chola is known to be the epitome of male beauty, and not only beauty. He's a very good administrator and a good king too. He started expanding the Chola Empire little bit towards north, and he started expanding. He started conquering most of parts of the Ceylon as well. And Sundar Chola has three kids: Aditya Karikalan, Kundavai Pirattayir, and Arulmoji Varman. Arulmoji Varman, at a later date, changed his name to Rajaraja Chola because of the way he's expanding his empire. Kundavai Pirattayir is the most pampered uh, kid among all three, and she is the most closest to her father. Whenever her father is in Tanjavur, the capital of the Chola Empire, she should sit with him in the court to understand the political proceedings, and she should question a lot and learn from her father about the political administration. Aditya Karikalan was assassinated by their arch rivals, whom you all know, right? Especially from the last video, the Pandyas and Cheras. And it's a very major blow to Sundara Chola because he couldn't see his own son passing away in front of him. So this affected him on the emotional side as well as it started affecting his physical health. And because of this ill health, he had passed away on one fine day. When he passed away, these kids' mother, Vanavan Madevi, couldn't imagine her future life without her husband, so she decided to commit sati, leaving behind these two young kids. Tirumala Moji Varman is very small kid at that point of time, and Kundavi Petriar is also not a very big elder one. She is also must be somewhere around teenage at that point of time. So they don't have anybody whom they can turn to, as both their parents have passed away within a short period of time difference, isn't it? And the Chola Empire reigns have been taken by the Raja Chola's uncle. The only mentor to whom these two kids could turn to is Sembe and Mahadevi, who is a great aunt from one generation earlier. So that had put a lot of burden on the innocent child Kundavai Priya's shoulders, and she had to step into her mother's shoes to give the required love and attention to Rajaraja Chola because Rara Chola was totally lost without his mother after his mother's death. And they say that, isn't it? The elder sister is always there to fill in mother's shoes, and the love, the bonding between the elder sister and the younger brother is always so deep and strong that nobody can really break it. It has actually proved true in these people's story that Rajala Chola or Arunmoji Burman and Kundavai Pirattayir had become totally inseparable duo that wherever they go, they will be always together. And for any small anxiety, for any small doubt, for any small fear, Arunmoji Burman used to always contact Kundavai Pirattayir, and Kundavai Pirattayir used all her contacts, all her knowledge in grooming Arulmoji Varman to be not only a fine warrior but a good diplomat and noble administrator. She started giving him more of the experiential learning and everything so that he can really turn out to be the not just a king but a monarch or emperor which all the people will start loving. And that is and the love, Raja Chola's love towards Kundavai Periyar is so much that wherever he goes, he'll always put his in Kundavai Periyar's name along with his name in all the inscriptions which is got it made either on the temples or on the fort walls, wherever it is. And Kundavai Pirattayir actually started encouraging Arulmoji Varman to start moving away from a normal king of a small empire to become a monarch or emperor of a huge empire. And as a first step, she advised Arulmoji Varman to start getting complete Ceylon under their control. And so Arulmoji Varman has set on the long sea journey to capture all the parts of Ceylon and get it under his control. And during his absence, Kundava Pirattayir used to manage the Chola Empire just like how Arulmoji Varman or the Raja Chola would have done if he was present there. And with the help of all the wise council of ministers which she had, and we need to remember that she's a very good diplomat here, right? Diplomat, a good negotiator, and she's a shrewd political administrator as well. So when and the beauty is clubbed with the brains, we'll have a very, I mean, fearful and powerful lady whom everybody in the kingdom were admiring, and they had given her the queen status without her actually becoming the real queen. She is not even the regent queen here, my dear friends. You need to remember that. Post the victory of Ceylon, Raja Chola started expanding his territory to up towards north, up because he's already conquered the most of the South India by that time. Now, and while Rajraj Chola is away or any other thing, Kundavai Pirattayir used to groom a lot of princesses from her fort itself in the royal etiquette, manners, how they need to dress up themselves, not and arts, literature, music, dance, everything. Because she used to feel that education is must. The reason why she had to groom all these princesses like a strict matron is that all the local feudal laws, small kings, all the chieftains, princesses, but everybody were being sent to Kundavai's fort so that they can start learning from her the way a fine lady should dress herself, should conduct herself, so that she can become a good wife to some other king in the later date. We all know that during that point of time, the girls are used as the source for the political alliances in the form of marriages, isn't it? So that is how Kundavi started searching for a good, appropriate wife for Raja Chola, and she has chosen Vanati as his most probable wife, whom Raja Chola married without saying any objection. That shows the trust and the confidence Raja Chola has on Kundavai Pirattayir. Not only that, she is a very good, philanthropist as well. She herself has started giving a lot of donations for various temples. Though she is a Shaivite, and at a later point of time, her name was tagged as another Alvar from the Namalvar's group, saying Alvar Kundavai Pirattayir. She constructed not only Lord Shiva's temple, she constructed Vishnu temples, she constructed Jain temples, she constructed Buddhist temples and everything. And along with Raja Chola, she also had given a lot of donations for the construction of the great temple, the most famous temple during Raja Chola's period, that is none other than Tanjavur Brihadishwaralaya, right? In Brihadishwaralaya, you can see the inscriptions written by Raja Chola in the inner walls of the Sanctum Sanctorium. Along with his inscriptions, you can also find Kundavai Pirattayir's inscriptions, which says that Raja Chola always used to give equal seat or equal prominence to Kundavai Pirattayir. But whereas Raja Chola's wives and other family members' inscriptions could be found on the outer walls, which shows the difference of level and treatment which Raja Chola used to give it to Kundavai Pirattayir. She is the main architect for the entire Chola Empire, and there is no denial in accepting that fact. In fact, she's just to ensure that Raja Chola becomes a very good emperor or monarch. She has put all her personal wishes to the back burner, and she has postponed her um, marriage for so long. Later, she fell in love with one of the chieftain army chiefs from the Chola Empire, Vallavarayan Vandiyadevan, and she got married to him with the condition that she will not move to the Chola Empire. Her first love is her brother, second love is her motherland, and her life is devoted to both these people. And so, hence, she cannot go to in-laws place or Vallavarayan's house. And we should also praise Vallavarayan at this point of time because he accepting these kind of conditions in that age itself is a big, big step, isn't it? Vallavarayan accepted not only accepted this condition, but actually started working along with her in protecting Chola Empire from various internal coups, feuds, and everything. And Kundavai Pirattayir has constructed first of its free hospital for to help all the public to cure their ailments on her father's name in Tanjavur, Kumbakonam, and other small little medium towns. And in these hospitals, all the treatment will be given at the free of the cost, and she has donated a huge sum of money for all these things. Now, uh, and she and not only that, after Raja Chola's death, she groomed even his son, that is the Rajendra Chola, nephew of Kundavai Pirattayir, so that he can become the worthy enough emperor to take the throne after Raja Chola's demise. And her contribution to the Indian history in the form of grooming Raja Chola, Rajendra Chola, and grooming various princesses, constructing a lot of temples, doing a lot of philanthropical activities, everything is has to be written like once again in the golden letters, which in fact was done during the Sangam literature, as well as one magnanimous epic novel in Tamil written by Kalki Krishnamurti called Ponniyin Selvan, on which a movie is being coming out very shortly, which is being produced by the famous director Manratna. So that then you can imagine what a powerful role she has played in the Chola's history of our Kundavai Pirattayir. She is not only the mentor, strict matron for all these two Chola kings. She's also one lady who has changed the way people should act and think for one generation of ladies. Isn't it wonderful, my dear friends? That's all is the story for today. I hope you liked it. You can refer back to a lot of works about her when you Google it. I hope you would like it. Let's meet tomorrow with another interesting episode. Ta-da!